I know what you're thinking. Straight away, I know what you're thinking. It's a Thursday. Why the hell has Dean got a podcast out on a Thursday? Well, it's simple, really. But it's not that simple. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I'm toying with the idea of doing more podcasts. And the reason being is because I believe my job fundamentally is to learn and educate myself as much as possible, because then I can learn and educate my team, and we can implement. And the more I learn, the more knowledge I can give my team. And ultimately, that means we can make more money. And I love doing it. I just go for walks and walks and listen to podcast after podcast after podcast, marketing, branding, sales, persuasion, you name it. I do it. I mean, I'm very, very good at persuasion because my wife hated, well, actually, I can't be that good. My wife hated me for 12 months. Well, not hated me, disliked. I think is more to the point. And slowly but surely, I persuaded her to go on a date with me. And then we've never looked back. And today's our 10-year anniversary. Lucky hair. I know what you're thinking. So yeah, clearly I'm not that good at persuasion, but I do think sales and persuasion are critical for any organization, any person. Doesn't matter if you're an employee or an employer. You are selling somebody right now. You're selling the kids. So just get good at sales, get good at persuasion, get good at the art of conversation. But we're not talking about any of that today. What we're talking about is the Grunt Test. So it's going to be a very, very quick episode because it's just something that Donald Miller said, and I thought, holy shit, yeah. Self-storage needs to hear this information. The industry needs to hear this information. And so often we overcomplicate things because we're inside the business and we know so much about the business, and we confuse people. Sorry, my phone's going now. We overcomplicate things when we don't need to be. Basically, we need to be very, very concise with our message and know what we're trying to get across. So this is what I want to talk to you about today, is the Grunt Test for your website. What the hell is a Grunt Test? Well, I'm glad you asked, if you didn't ask. So if you asked a caveman 3 questions when they looked at your website for 8 seconds, could they answer them? They have to answer these 3 questions. Right. What do you offer? And so this example he's talking about was somebody thought up a really clever name. It was a Hebrew name that meant protection in Hebrew. But the problem is most people don't speak Hebrew. So again, you're overcomplicating things. He's overcomplicating things. So if you've got a name, if you've got a website that doesn't say self-storage, but says some other fantastic name, like Big Yellow, for example. Big Yellow, that's different. It's like Pepsi. Pepsi don't say anything about Coca-Cola or anything, or whatever it is. And Big Yellow don't say anything about storage, but they spend an ungodly amount of money on branding. So if you haven't got that much money, millions and millions of pounds to spend on, and billions in Pepsi's over a lifetime, then you need to articulate what your business does straight away. So self-storage, we need to know, everybody needs to know it's self-storage. So number 1 is, what do you offer? Number 2, how will it change my life? So how are you going to make my life better for buying said product? Whether it's, I don't know, whatever you're in, transport, whether you're in protection, whether you're in self-storage, you've got to get across how it will change your life. What are you giving them in return for their business? So we've got to articulate that as well. And number 3 is, what do I need to do to buy? So make it easier for the customer to buy. That's what we've got to do. So number 1 is, what do you offer? Number 2, how will it change your customers' lives? How will it change my life as a customer looking at your website? And number 3, what do I need to do to buy? Is it easy, or do you have to jump through hoops to buy? I was on a website the other day. I wish I could remember, because I'm absolutely certain I'll never listen to a podcast, because I do believe if you listen to this podcast and you care about obviously self-storage and you want to better and improve your website, etc. But this place, I looked at the website and I was like, wow. Even if I wanted to buy, there was no telephone number. I had to email to actually reserve a unit. I couldn't reserve online. I couldn't. So what are you doing? What can I do to buy? So can you buy on your website straight away? Can you reserve straight away? Can you do all the paperwork? Can you sign up? What is the friction points there? The less friction points for your customer, the better, and the higher your conversions will be. And the problem is, I've got another note down here saying that you and me, we've got a massive curse. We've got a massive problem, and that curse is knowledge, because we understand self-storage. When I was doing the video, if anybody's just gone to the website, storemore.co.uk, and then click Clough Road on locations, and you will see a video on there. And the guy said, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, I want to show this, and this, and this. And he goes, can I just say though, you know self-storage, I don't know self-storage. I think you should do X, Y, and Z as well. I'm like, oh man, yeah, the curse of knowledge. Because I just presume people know what I'm talking about. I presume people understand where I'm going. And that's the problem. We've got the curse of knowledge. So sometimes you might have to ask a friend who knows nothing about self-storage and ask them 3 questions, the grunt questions, the grunt test. What do you offer? how can it change my life? And what do I need to do to buy? My friends, you will thank me for this. Donald Miller, by the way, if anybody wants to understand marketing or do some research on Donald Miller, I'm nearly signed up for his mastermind. But I spend, Jesus Christ, 70 grand this last year. And I've just spent another 10 grand on something for courses and masterminds and stuff. But do you know what? I love it because it's compound effect. If you keep learning, educating yourself, you keep learning from these individuals, then you will be better, your business will be better, and ultimately will make more money. As long as you get an ROI from the courses that you take, etc., then it is fundamentally worthwhile. So Donald Miller, check him out. He is a legend in marketing, and he knows his shizzle, even more than me. All right. A lot more than me, but that's it. That's something that I learned today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to share it with you guys. All right, wish me luck. I'm going to Doncaster Races today with the pretty wifey, 10 years anniversary, and then we're going to the Lake District, and we've got a lovely, lovely hotel with a hot tub on our balcony overlooking some nice fields, and yeah, we've got some awesome meals planned and stuff. And guess what? We've got no kids for 2 days. As much as I love the kids, and I absolutely bloody love them. It's nice to have 2 days away with a wifey. All right, guys, girls, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you Thursday. Tomorrow we've got an episode. It's monthly figures tomorrow, monthly figures. Some really, really good takeaways, especially to do with chain rate. I've already recorded it. All right, guys, love you. Appreciate you. Ta-da.